Alrighty, guys. My name is Mr. Woodchuck, or 708 Lucky Boy out here in Des Moines, Iowa. Just wanted to throw this quick video up here. Just been sitting here, just kind of minding my own, doing my own quarantine kind of deal. Uh, so this here is a Ranger RCI 6900R. Just got this thing from a buddy of mine. He had it laying in his truck, didn't know how to use the thing, so I thought I could use it because they are kind of cool little radios. Um, so basically, with this radio here, we're kind of, my whole intention is, this is my little shop area. Kind of messy right now, but I'm right now trying to organize it, get everything all nice, clean, organized. And my base station is in the other room over there. This is a 50 by 12 shed, 50 foot long by 12 foot. And so I got, a nice little shop here. Just been kind of putzing away of cleaning it up, organizing all my tools in here. But yeah, so this here is just kind of a introduction to like CBing. And like if people are trying to begin on CBs, kind of what you could kind of whip together. I mean, this here's just kind of modge podged in here in the corner, but it was sitting on top of my little refrigerator there. And I mean, this is a fun little radio. Right now, I just have it connected up to, I have several antennas on my property. And right now, this one here is sitting on a 102-inch steel whip with a ground plane that I've made. And it's sitting about 50 feet up in the air. So this one here is just kind of my little, just kind of jump on here and there when I hear people out there talking. A lot of guys in my area, they like to sit here and talk back and forth and shoot the shit for a little bit. And so when I'm out here working on wood projects or, just kind of sitting out here, just kind of enjoying life, just something to kind of just be in touch, So I don't have to have a big ass base station sitting right here, I just thought, hell, this here'd be a perfect, good little size radio for in this little shop area. I'll get more videos on my base setup, and that one there is just a whole beast of its own. I got a Galaxy Saturn Turbo as my main, and then a Madison as a backup radio. But like I said, this here would be a perfect beginning setup, especially if you want to get into sideband. My first radio for sideband I got on was a Uniden Bearcat 980. And let me tell you, that one there is a fun little radio, especially to get involved into sideband. That one there was a great radio to start in. And that's what I want to talk about. You guys that are out here trying to find a good sideband radio or trying to get into the actual CB hobby, I get a lot of questions from my friends and stuff saying, hey, I want to get a CB. What do you recommend? Well, anything that works is my kind of thing that I try to tell them. Is as long as it works and drives and actually talks and you can hear it and you can understand it, that's the best CB out there. I started on a Galaxy, I started on a Cobra 19 and had a same antenna set up as this radio, 102-inch whip on a mirror mount with a dipole, and that shot out great. It was a good start, and with the antenna tuned and all that good stuff, it was a great radio to start out on. And then I put that one in my mobile setup with the little wheel antenna, and then jumped up to I think that was the next one I did was a Cobra 25. Fell in love with Cobras for a little bit and ran the Cobra 25 for God knows how many years. Then I fell out of CBing and then got back into it, and then got that Uniden Bearcat 980. And then I had several base stations in between there. And then got the Madison. That's a great radio, especially if you have the freak channels on there. Freak out kit is what I like to call them, the extra channels. and then got that. Then went to the Galaxy, and that Galaxy, man, that does everything that I ask it to. It does everything that I need it to. I mean, it drives really well, and you can hear it, you can understand it, and does a great job. And like I said, this one here was just sitting in my buddy's truck, and it just sat there, nothing attached to it, nothing. It was just radio just sitting up on his dash, drilled to the dashboard. And I asked him, I said, "What are you gonna have for that?" He's like, "I don't want it." He was like, "I can't even figure out how to work the thing." He's like, "I just really want a Cobra 29." And luckily, I had several 29s laying around and found one that worked really good and was in great cosmetic conditions. And just said, "Here you go, dude. I'll trade you straight over for it." Because he knows I know how to work the sidebands and the different frequency banks and all that good stuff. And so this is just my little shop radio now. I mean, it's just going to sit here in this corner and until I sell the house, and it'd probably go in my other shop. But yeah, I mean, this is where you guys can start at. I mean, uh, get yourself, if you're going to go this route with the mobile radio setup, get yourself a good power supply. This one here is a power supply with a speaker built into it. I paid like $10 at a flea market for it. I always love having meters on any radio, so you know what you're doing. See, so you could actually see what you're doing. And then meters, man. This one here is a pretty decent one. I like having. I don't like this style particularly, but it does its job. It does what it needs to do. It tells me what the radio is kind of doing and how many watts I'm pushing out. Um, and then, like, I have other meters that can tell me all the like the modulating power and all that stuff. And like for out here, I don't really need that because I'm not really sitting here driving this radio hard. I'm only pushing not even 5 watts through it. Um, so I mean, it does what it needs to do, and it's great sounding radio. I like the talkback feature. I wish it had a dial for the echo on there, but that's all right. I'll key up here for a second. Radio, check, audio, bump down. 708 to 1 hour. Got down. And I like the Roger beep feature. Or just it's a nice little radio for what I got basically have into it. I mean, I usually get Cobra 29s left and right, and usually what I've been doing with like Cobra 29s and all those things that don't have sideband is a lot of times I just give those radios away. Give them away to people that I know will use them. Because my theory in life on CBing is it's better to hear the radio than to look at it. Just my saying, I don't like staring at the radios that are no power connected to them, nothing. If they just sit there and they're just shelf queens, to me, I really don't want it. I'm just that way where I like to hear them. I'd rather hear them than see them. And there's a lot of guys I talk to on the local channels. I mean, right now this is one of the local channels, and everybody I talk to, that's what they say. They said that's how I got the Madison. Was the guy was tired of looking at it on a shelf and he'd rather hear it. And that was my daily driver. That's still my daily driver now. It's mainly used for when I'm shooting skip, because I don't like pushing the because I got a lot of problems with the Galaxy, but I got it so it works. The Galaxy Saturn Turbo, man, it's a great radio. But what I've been through with that radio, it's been hell because I found it on a Facebook Market page. A guy wanted like $100 for it, and I went out on a limb and bought it and found out a lot of things inside the radio were fried. I wish I would have had the guy test it before, or I wish I would have tested it before I bought it. Because that would have been a game changer if I figured out, now I got to spend well, I didn't. I went the kind of the cheaper route. I found a power supply that fit the thing and had the power supply tuned to that Pacific radio. But there's some corks on that radio, but I have it so it works, and it works well. And so yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section. I'm not a professional YouTuber at any means. I toss videos up, just toss videos up, just keep, you know, people sometimes are interested in this stuff. So, if you guys want, hit me up, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Like I said, this is 708 Lucky Boy out here in Des Moines, Iowa, and I just got down.